What percent of career races do you remember?
What percent of career races do I remember? It's for me, I remember the ones I lost. The ones you lose on a hole shot for me always stand out. But it's funny that just certain runs stand out. Being on fire at Indy at the U.S. Nationals in the Bud Shootout, I remember because I jumped out of the car, it was still rolling. And just the Englishtown 396 is going to be forever etched in my mind because it was the most memorable experience so far in my career.
Definitely all the wins, those ones that are special, all the world records we've set and stuff. But you also remember some of those ones you've lost too, the really tough knocks, the stuff that you mess up on personally, lose on a hole shot or something like that, and it just kills you, eats you up inside and makes you want to dig deeper. But, I guess that's it. Obviously the wins, but I got a lot more losses than I do wins, so we got to turn that around.
What percent of your career races do you remember?
At my age, you hardly remember any of them,
Well, that's kind of a tough one because there's been quite a bit of runs, but I have to say probably about 75% of them. And of course, the main ones stick out, like the record runs, like winning big races. Those always stick out. Or different situations to where, like my first final round in Atlanta against Morgan Lucas, I got into a pedal fest and I was smoking the tires and got sideways and almost hit the wall and we lost. But stuff like that definitely sticks out. But it's amazing in these cars how much you actually can go back and remember from year to year and run to run.
Oh, that's a good question. I'd say two. Made a lot of runs, and there's some that stand out, but the majority of them, if you went back and asked me the 67 trophies who I beat, it'd be impossible. I remember the certain ones, my good friends that sometimes that we've lost, like Darrell Russell, beating him in Indianapolis, and then I also remember getting beat by him in Ohio, and just there's certain ones, but the majority of them, we show up and we try to win. We got to win a lot of rounds to win a race.
You remember all the good percentages, the ones you win, and you also remember a couple that you did something stupid or something like that where I didn't wait long enough, like Topeka's got me twice, and here at Englishtown has got me once where I just left before the tree was activated because you're just pushing and pushing, trying so hard, and you want to win those rounds, and you just leave before the light comes on. So you remember those, your most horrible runs, and you also remember your career breaking runs where you took out all the competition, where you beat them by 1,000th of a second, like Indy last year. That always sticks out to me because it's a big, big race. We qualified number one, and we took it home. So with that being said, and we took out Dale, who's a number 2 qualifier. So you remember all the little things about that race because it was one of those spectacular races in your career.
It's interesting. Sometimes sitting around at the house, everything's a little bit blurry, but sometimes when you come to the track where you did good 6 years before, the memories start coming back. Of the 13 funny car wins, I remember all those pretty good.